Hello and welcome to this short video presentation. It's a masterclass introduction to learning online with Google Classroom. So in this video, I'm going to be giving some very important tips for students and also for parents who want to help their children learning online. These days, it's an essential 21st century skill for all students to be able to learn online and know how to navigate the technology necessary to do this. And sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming for young students and for parents as well. So in this video, I'm going to show you the basics for getting online and learning with Google Classroom. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about is devices for learning online. Okay, some students try to learn online with a mobile phone, and that really is not possible, to be honest. A mobile phone could be used for watching a YouTube video, doing a little bit of research and listening to a podcast, but it's not okay for any interactive online learning. So using Google Classroom on a mobile phone is really not suitable because there's no keyboard, it's difficult to search, and the screen's just too small. Okay? An iPad, however, is okay for online learning. If you are using an iPad for Google Classroom, there's a number of apps which you need to download. And in a later section of this video, I'm going to be showing you what apps to download and how to use them. So an iPad is okay for online learning. However, without a doubt, the best device for online learning is a laptop computer or a desktop computer. Okay? Students learning online will learn how to use the keyboard correctly. They'll be able to very easily navigate between apps, go to different windows, use the webcam, use the speakers, create their own videos. It's really the best device. So if you have a choice, I would suggest that your students use a laptop computer for online learning or a desktop computer. Okay? If you don't have a computer, an iPad functions fine. You just need to get all the correct apps. Okay? A mobile phone is really not suitable for online learning. Okay, so let's get on to the next stage. Okay? The next stage of this video, I'm going to show you how to access Google Classroom using a laptop computer or a desktop computer. So have a look at what we have here. So in this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to access Google Classroom and the Google Classroom apps using a computer. Okay? And the first thing you need to do is you need to head over to Google. So let's do that now. Okay, so where do we start with online learning? Well, online learning on a computer, you have to start right at the beginning with the browser. And I suggest that you use the Chrome browser. If you're using a Mac computer, you're probably using the Safari browser, but I would suggest that you go ahead and you download the Chrome browser because it will just make navigating between these apps or these websites a lot easier. So head over to Google Chrome, open up Google, and then let's start at the beginning with Gmail. So search for Gmail, and we click on the link to Gmail. Don't click on the advert, click on the regular link below to Gmail. And what you need to do now, you need to log in using the student's email account. So some parents have a little mistake here, and also some older students as well, because they log in using a private email, okay? Private Gmail account. But you need to log in with the school Gmail account. Without the school Gmail account, you won't be able to access Google Classroom and any of the other apps. So go ahead and log in with the student's email. And the student email will always have the name of the school or an acronym for the school in the address. So we have here SISB school. Okay, once you're logged in, you now can see all of the messages in your Gmail account, okay, from all the different teachers. So we see here very busy, lots of emails for this student about lessons they'll be learning and what have you. But what I'd like you to look at is this special button here, okay? So in this button here, we call it the waffle, okay? And it's a link to all of the apps that Google provides, okay? So your student will have access to all the apps here. Google Classroom, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Meet, Google Calendar, Google Slides, Google Drive, everything they need to use. So I'm going to click on these apps and you'll see them each open one by one. Okay, so Google Classroom app is there. The Google Docs app is there. Okay, and then inside these apps as well, you still see the Google waffle is here as well. Okay. Now Google Classroom is really the hub for online learning, and it's in Google Classroom that students find their assignments, they find links to their lessons, they find the resources they need, the videos they need, and it's also where they can submit their work. So I'll click on here. This brings us to Google Classroom, and you'll see there are three areas to this page: the stream, classwork, and the people. Okay, so the classwork is the most useful way of navigating this. So you click on here, and you'll see that the lessons have all been uploaded. Okay, and it's a clear breakdown of what's happening each day. Okay, so inside Google Classroom here, you can see that the teachers have laid out all the work in the classwork stream. So they have the different days and the different times of the lessons and what have you. And the student can just then click on this, and then they can read the teacher's instructions and click on the links and then go about doing the lesson. Okay. Teachers will also often add work to the Google Classroom for the student to do. So there's an example here which we're going to have a look at now. So I click View Assignment, okay, and there's instructions there from the teacher, and the teacher's asking the student to write down in this document what they did in the holiday. So what the student does is they click on this document, and you can see this document has been shared with a number of students, and each student has been asked to write down what they did during the holiday. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to add my answer. Here you are. I've added my answer already. So here I am, number 20, Teacher Daniel. I read a few books and watched the Olympics. What else did I do? I also went. Okay, so there are a few things that I did in the holiday. So I've written my answer. I've explained what I did in the holiday, like all the other students. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn that in and submit it to the teacher. So how do I submit things to the teacher? Well, the work which the teacher has added is already in this box over here saying your work. So when you're ready, you can just click Hand In, and then you'll send that right back to the teacher. If there's something else you'd also like to submit to the teacher, you can click here, Add or Create. So I can click on here. Perhaps I want to create a new document or a new presentation, and I'll make it and then I will turn it in. Perhaps I've already created it. So if you have it on your computer, you would click File and you would look for it on your computer. If you have it in your drive, you would click here. So I've done a presentation about dinosaurs, which is in my Google Drive, and I also want to submit that to the teacher. So I click on there and I go into my Google Drive. Oh, here it is. This is my dinosaurs presentation. So I'm also going to turn that into the teacher. So I click it up there. Okay, and you can see here, I'm now going to turn in 3 bits of work. I'm going to turn in the assignment about my holiday, a picture of a frog and a bird, and my dinosaur presentation. And I click Hand In. It says, are you sure? Do you confirm that? And I say, yes, I confirm that. And it's being handed in. And that's how you submit work to your teacher in Google Classroom. Your teacher will then get a notification, and you'll then be able to move on to the next assignment. Now, there are some more apps which I'd like to show you for students who are learning online with Google. And again, we go over to the Google Waffle. The one we're going to look at now is called Google Hangouts. Here it is. Google are going to be changing the name of this app shortly to Google Chat, but at the moment it's still called Google Hangouts, and it will have a similar functionality. So you can click on this button here in the Google Waffle, and it will take you to the Google Hangouts app. Okay, and this is what it will look like. So you'll have on the left-hand side all the different conversations that you're in, and then you'll click on the messages, and then they will then open up. and you'll see your messages and what have you. Okay, so it can be opened as an individual app, as it is here. But the other very, very good thing about Google Hangout is that it also opens up within your email. So you see over on the left-hand side here, this is Hangouts, okay? So it's integrated into your Gmail account. So as you're using your Gmail, you log into Gmail and you're using Gmail, you will see on the left-hand side any instant messages that you have, okay? And it's just the same messages that are in the regular app. It's just a quicker way to have a look at it. And also what you'll find is that teachers will often put links into the chat for websites to visit, for activities to do, maybe a link to your Google Classroom, the actual lesson, and also to like a live lesson. Okay, so I'm going to now click on this link here. This teacher here has sent me a link saying join the online lesson here, and this is in Google Meet. Okay, so I'll click on that link. And Google Meet is the video conferencing software, okay, that is used by Google. Very similar to there we are. Oh, and now I've joined a lesson, okay, and it looks like the teacher here is actually a teddy bear. But anyway, that's how you join a lesson in Google Meet. Okay, and then you have your discussion with your teacher. The teacher will explain what's going on, and then they'll set you assignments, okay? So that is a way that teachers often invite students or the entire class to the online meeting by putting the link to the Google Meet into Hangouts, okay? And that's Hangouts there, okay? Those links can also be put into emails and sent to you, into Google Calendar and also into Google Classroom, okay? But often you'll find teachers will often just jot them into the class chat, and the student will click on them and then go ahead and join the meeting. Okay, so one more Google app which I'd like to tell you about, which is very useful for students, and that is Google Slides. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier when we were talking about Google Classroom, but Google Slides is a great resource for students, especially when they're doing presentations or projects and what have you. And it's very easy to use. So you click on the waffle, okay? Click on the Google waffle, click on Slides, and then you click on blank, okay, and that will start a brand new presentation for you. So yeah, let's continue with the dinosaurs, as I mentioned earlier. So right in here. Okay, and there are lots of different templates you can use, so it's very easy to make your presentation look nice and colourful and crisp. Okay, you can choose any of these presentations, okay? And to create a new slide, you simply click in here and click New Slide. Okay, New Slide. And you can change the background to each of these. Sorry, you can change the layout to each of these slides, okay? Maybe you want to have a little picture here and there's some text there, and have all lots of different layouts for you to choose from. So very, very useful, okay? And what I particularly like about this is the ability to import pictures. So you can take a picture from your computer. If you've downloaded a nice picture that you like, you can click upload from computer, and that's great. But I think getting a picture from the internet is so easy with this app. So I write in here, and I write T-Rex. Okay, and there we have lots and lots of pictures of T-Rex, which I can then click on very easily and add to my presentation. So I'm going to choose this friendly guy. And you click on that one, and you just click add. So if you're looking for another type of dinosaur, again, you just click over here, click image. You can just search dinosaurs. Let's just search dinosaurs. Okay, there we go. That looks like a diplodocus. There we go. We can put that inside there. Okay, and then you can write your text about it. You can write your information on the other side. And it's really, really a great app to use. Okay. And if you want to share that, students can work on it together in a group. So to do that, they just click share and write in the email address of their friends or classmates they wish to share with, or they can click on the link and they can post the link to their friends, maybe through Google Hangouts, or maybe they could share it in the Google Meet, in the chat inside the Google Meet. Okay, lots of different ways for them to share that. Okay. Yeah, and finally, when you're happy with the presentation, you can then show it by clicking the present button. And there we have it. Okay, so a very, very useful app, and students love it, and it's really, really easy to use. Google Slides. Okay, so if you are going to use an iPad for accessing Google Classroom, there are a number of apps which you're going to need to install. You're going to need to go to the App Store, and you're going to need to install these apps. The apps that you'll need are Gmail, Hangouts, Google Meet, Google Classroom, Google Slides, Google Docs, and the Google Drive. So you need to install all of these apps before you start. Okay? Then the best place to start after you've installed these is with Gmail. Okay? So click on the Gmail app, open it up, and your school should have provided you with a username and a password for your account. Okay? And then after that, you'll log in. Okay, and then when you log in, you'll see all your messages. Okay, you'll have links to all the different activities, the different assignments from Google Classroom, from everything. Okay, so this is kind of like your base. This is your starting point, and this is where you get all your messages in Gmail. A mistake that some people make is having an iPad which students share with parents, and then the parents have already logged into Gmail and they can't see their students' work. So it's very, very important that you log in correctly with the student's Gmail and username. Okay, now the messaging app which Google has and which is linked to all the students' Gmail accounts is called Google Hangouts. In the future, Gmail is going to change this to Google Chat, but for now it's still called Google Hangouts. Okay, and this is a very useful app for students communicating in groups and receiving instant messages from their teachers. Okay, and you can see here this student is in a number of different groups, and they also talk with their teachers directly about assignments. And often teachers will put a link in here to like a live meeting, or sometimes they'll even share links here to the Google Classroom. So this is like your instant messaging app. Very important. Okay. So the app which students and teachers use for like live lessons, which is similar to Zoom, is called Google Meet. Okay, so you must install the Google Meet app on here, and often you'll find that teachers will share the link to the Google Meet inside Google Hangouts, and you'll simply click on the link. The teacher will say, "Come and join my lesson," and then you'll see the link and you'll join there. Okay, and then you'll click the join button, and then you'll be in the live lesson with the teacher. Inside this, there's also a function for chatting inside the lesson as well. And you also have an option to mute yourself, okay, and also turn off your camera. Okay, so these are things which teachers and students use often during their live lessons. So that's Google Meet. Okay. Next up, the most important one is Google Classroom. Okay. Google Classroom is like your hub for online learning. This is where all the lessons are posted, and this is where all the assignments are posted, and this is also where you submit all of your work. Okay, so it's essential that you have Google Classroom. So you can see here, the student has 3 different classrooms. Let's go and have a look at the P1 classroom. Okay, this is the primary 1 classroom. And when you go into the classroom, there are 3 options at the bottom. There is stream, classwork, and then people. Okay, classwork is the most useful area of this app. And this is where you'll find all your assignments. So click on classwork. Okay, and you see the school here, they organize it by day. Okay, so we're on Thursday now, and you can see here the teacher has explained what lessons the students have at what time. And if you click inside here, you'll see the activities that they've prepared and the instructions, okay, for the students to participate in. Often, a teacher will set an assignment in here with a Google Doc or another file which the student is required to work on. Okay? and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so here we have an assignment set by the teacher, and the teacher wants the students to fill out some information on a Google Doc. So they put the Google Doc in here, okay? And this is something that confuses a few students, okay? And I'm going to help you to make sure you get it right, okay? So you read the instructions and it says, please write down in this Google Doc what you did on the holiday. Okay? So you click on the Google Doc and the Google Doc opens. And you can see here a number of students have written already, and I'm going to write my answer down here. But right now, when I click on here, I can't write anything. Okay? And this sometimes is a problem, students don't understand, why is that? Why can I not do it? The thing is, you've opened this Google Doc inside Google Classroom. So you can view it, but you can't edit it. So what you need to do is you need to click the little opening button at the top here, the arrow at the top here, and that will then open this doc inside the Google Doc. Yes, a little bit confusing, I know. But once you've done it a few times, you'll get it. Okay, so I'm going to click here. At the moment, I can't edit it, but let me click here, whoop, and it's now opening the same document, but in the Google Doc application. And now I can edit it. So I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to click on number 20. There you go. And to get into these docs, also you need to double click. Okay, that's another thing that kind of confuses people. So I'm going to write my name, Dan. I'm going to write what I did in the holiday. Okay, I read a book. Okay, and that's how you do it. All right. So when you have a document or something you need to work on inside Google Classroom, open it in Google Classroom, have a look at it, but then you're going to need to press the little arrow that activates the app to open, okay? And then you can go ahead and do it, okay? And when you've finished with this, so I've written in my sentence what I've done, I'm happy with that, you click the little save button, and then you go back, okay? And then you can go back to Google Classroom, and often they'll have like a turn in button, so your work. You see here, this bit here is where you submit your work. Google Classroom. And this is a very important thing to do as well. Okay? So when you finish your assignment and you're happy with it, you need to click here and you need to add your work and turn it in. So this document is already attached. But suppose the teacher has asked you to write something in your notebook or write something in your textbook, okay, and then turn it in. How do you do that? Okay? Well, what you would do is you would close the Google Classroom app. You would go to your photo. Go to your camera app, okay, and then you take a photo of the activity that you've done. So I'm going to take a photo of this now. Okay. Right, okay. So I have the photo of the homework that I've done, and now I'm going to upload that to Google Classroom. I have the photo. Go back to Google Classroom. Okay, and you can see here, add attachment. So I click here, add attachment, and I upload the file. Okay, and I'm uploading it now. Okay, and after it's uploaded correctly, there you go, it's been added, and I just click turn in. And it double checks, it says, are you sure you want to turn in these two documents? Yes, I do. And I click turn in. Okay? And that is how you submit work on Google Classroom, right? And it's very important that you understand that, okay? So, just to review, you have your Google Classroom lesson, the instructions, the activities to do, but to submit work, you need to go to the prompt at the bottom, find the file you want to do, click turn in, and you're ready to go. Okay, so that's Google Classroom. Very important. Okay, one more app which is used a lot in schools, and it's really a great app, is called Google Slides. Now, Google Slides are very similar to PowerPoint, and students use this often for presentations. And a teacher might say, okay, do a presentation on dinosaurs. Okay, so click on the Google slide. Okay, and here we have all the Google Slides this student has already made. If you're going to make a new one, you click the plus button here. Okay, and you click New Presentation. You write the name of your presentation in here. So mine's going to be about dinosaurs. Okay, and then up you go. Okay, and like you say, you can see it's very similar to a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, and then you can add new slides to it. Okay, and you can add pictures to it as well. Click up here. You can add photos, and you can change the background and change the fonts, just like PowerPoint. Okay? And again, this is a very, very good app to use. And often, the teacher will then say, submit it to Google Classroom. So when you finish that and you're happy with it, okay, you go back to Google Classroom, and as I just showed a minute ago, you click on the lesson and then you upload it and send it straight back. Okay, so that's Google Classroom used with an iPad. As I mentioned, Google Classroom is easier on the computer, but it can be done on an iPad. You just need to have the right apps and open the right apps correctly. Okay, I hope you found that useful. The next section in this video is going to be showing you other educational apps which are really, really useful for students to use for online learning. So stay tuned.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to our Seesaw for Online Learning Masterclass. In this masterclass, we're going to learn the 3 C's of Seesaw. We're going to get connected, we're going to learn how to communicate with our teacher and our classmates, and we're going to learn how to complete our activities. Let's go. First, to get connected, we need to download the Seesaw Class app. To get connected, you'll need to download the Student Class application. To do this, you need to go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. I need to search first for Seesaw Class. Please note, there are 2 Seesaw applications. There's Seesaw Parent and Family, and there's Seesaw Class. We'll need to download the Seesaw Class application. After downloading the application, I need to open the app. Now to get connected, I need to choose I'm a student. At this point, you'll note that you can either scan a QR code or type in a text code. Since we are online, I'm going to try the text code option. Your teacher will send you the text code. Okay, now that I'm in, I need to scroll and select my name. For this example, my child will be the example student. And I need to tick the green tick. Alright, I'm going to open my notifications so that I don't miss any important news from school. For the second part of our Seesaw Student Masterclass for online learning, we're going to learn how to communicate with our teachers and with our classmates. In the second part of our Seesaw Masterclass, we're going to learn how to communicate with our teacher. To do this, I need to open the Seesaw Class app. The best way to communicate with your teacher is through the journal. So you'll see here, my teacher has sent me a message on the Seesaw journal. It reads, "Hi example, can you read this? Please comment to say hi." So how to use the journal is there's a like feature. I can like it to show my teacher that I have read his comment or his note. The next way to communicate is to use the comment feature. So I will click comment. Now I can write something back to communicate with my teacher. I might say, "Hi, Teacher Hayden." And then I'll need to click the blue post button on the right. It is the shape of a circle. Okay. You'll need to note that before that my note or my comment can appear on the journal, the teacher will need to approve it. So after I've commented, the teacher will get a notification that says that a post has arrived and he or she needs to click yes to approve that note. The other way I can comment or communicate with my teacher using the journal is to post by myself. To do this, I need to click the big green button on the top that says plus. Note here, I can upload to my Seesaw class through a variety of mediums. Maybe I could send a YouTube link, or maybe my teacher has asked me to send a video, or maybe my teacher has asked me to send a photo or a document. So this is where I would go to communicate these things or to send these things with my teacher. So to get here, let's recall I clicked the big green button on the top, add. Okay. And now I just want to write a journal note to my teacher. I'm just going to use the note. Hi teacher. Maybe I want to know if we have homework. Hi teacher, do we have homework? And then to post this note to my journal, I need to click the green arrow tick on the top right hand corner. Now my teacher would have got a notification saying there's a note from example. My teacher will then click approve and he might comment back. So this is the most clear and straightforward way to communicate via the Seesaw Class app. That is to use the journal feature. For the last part of our Seesaw Masterclass, we're going to learn how to complete an activity on the Seesaw Class app. In the final section of our Seesaw Masterclass, we're going to review how to communicate with our teacher, and we're also going to learn about how to complete learning activities that our teacher may have sent us. Please note that we'll have a red number on the top of our Seesaw app. That means we've got some notifications. To quickly review the communicating and how to communicate with our teacher, we might note that our teacher has approved our comments and journal post. Please note that the teacher has commented in the comments. Hi example. And note the teacher has approved my journal application, my journal post, and he has replied, hi example, no homework today. So how do we complete activities on the Seesaw app? Okay, to do this there are two ways to identify our activities or to locate our activities. One, the teacher might have posted an activity link to the journal. That's what you'll see here, link to activity. The easy way would just be to click on this post. And now I will need to click again. Boop. And now I'm into the activity. The other way to access the activity is to please note that we have under our P2 Love Classroom, we have the journal, we have our activities, and we have an inbox section. To locate the activities, I need to click on the middle icon with the light globe, activities. Here on the left hand side, I'll have a list of my activities that my teacher has assigned me. There's a template and an instructions. The title of this activity is, can you do this activity? Under the title are some instructions. Hi, answer the question. Click and move the yes button if you can read the sentence. What I need to do now to complete this activity, I need to click the green button with the plus sign which reads Add Response. Okay, can you read this activity? Can you read this? Yes, I can. So what I need to do is, I will need to move this box. This can be confusing because what might happen is the default setting is for the Seesaw to give us pencils to write with because we may need to write. So you'll note at the bottom there are various things I can choose. I might use the pencil to write or the highlighter. If I make a mistake, I can use the eraser and erase my mistakes. Then I'll need the touchscreen one icon if I need to drag. And now I can choose the pictures and drag them. So can you read this? Yes, I can. Perhaps I'll need to add a little bit more to my activity to show my teacher my understanding. So the T, that will help me to type something, and I can move that around too. If I want to record my reading, I'll need to use the microphone button on the left-hand side under the T. I will need to allow the Seesaw application access to my microphone, so I'll need to say OK. Okay, now I'm going to start my recording. Can you read this? Yes, I can. Before posting my voice recording, I need to click the green button on the top right-hand side. Maybe I'll need to add something else to my picture. So if I choose this camera icon, I can take a photo, I can add a video, or I can upload a picture. I think I might want to upload a picture. So I'll need to give access to my photo gallery. Here I'm just going to send a picture of Teacher Hayden with a thumbs up. I can change the side and position it around. You'll note there's a ... at the bottom for additional features. Maybe I want to add some shapes, or I can put that's another way to add my voice recording. I can change the background if I wanted to, maybe a nice green. And also I can add a link. Okay. When I'm finished my activity, I'll need to post and submit it to my teacher. To do this, I need to click the green tick button on the top right-hand corner. Okay. So please note it says waiting for approval in the blue text box above my activity. This is because the teacher has received a notification saying that I have submitted an activity, and he or she will need to approve and tick, and then I'll know that my activity has been observed by the teacher and checked by the teacher. Okay, so this is how we complete activities in the Seesaw application. After my teacher has observed or reviewed or checked my activity, he will approve the post and it will appear on my journal. Maybe he's added a comment or some feedbacks and I can check here. So this is how we complete Seesaw activities on the class journal. I hope that you have found this useful, and we look forward to communicating and checking your activities soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us for the Seesaw Masterclass video. We hope that you have found this video useful, and we're looking forward to seeing you online in the near future. Thank you very much, Teacher Hayden.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how we can get to Koobit, which is the maths platform we use at our school. So first of all, you can type into your browser Koobit, or you can also just put it into your web browser address bar, Koobit, and it will come to this page. You're going to go log in, and the number to log in is your student ID number along with your password. When you log in, you will come to this page, and every time you come in, please do check that it is under your child's name. Okay, so first we have up here are the daily challenges. Your child can go in and challenge other people from other schools, mostly Singapore schools, who are also using Koobit. It is 10 questions per day, and they get ranked by level, and it's kind of like a friendly competition. Most of the time we use Mission, which is this one. Mission is kind of like a self-practice based on the Singapore syllabus, which aligns with everything that we teach in school. When you go in, by default it goes to the level that your child is at, but there is an option bar that you can choose to go back a level to practice skills that you might want to revise. Okay, so for every topic here, there are different skills that they need to complete. For each skill, there is a video for them to watch that teaches about the questions that will turn up in the practice questions. So then after they have watched the video, they can do the practice. If they put in a wrong answer, which I'm going to put a wrong answer now, you would see that there is a button to show the solution and an explanation is given for them here. Now this is a great way to learn from their mistakes so that they will not make the same mistake in the next question. Okay, let's go back. So that is self-practice, or what we call mission. Let's go back to the home. Now we also have assignments that your child's teacher can assign on Koobits. Here we have Coco credits, which are earned every time they do self-practice, and these Coco credits can be used to play brain games. Brain games are games that is open to them for 25 minutes a day, and it is only open between 8 and 6 p.m. so they can play those games. We have also the story mats where they can go in and listen to some stories, and as they go they get to unlock the different levels. We also have report on the top, okay, where you can actually see how your kid has performed in each skill of each topic. Yep. We have the leaderboards. If they do take part in a challenge, we can see who all the leaders are, who is in front. Or they can also link up with their friends. They can key in their friends' code and challenge their friends, or be on the same team as their friends. And then we have the help section. Yeah. Okay, so then we can change our passwords in our profiles, our profile pictures, and do log out every time they are done. I hope that helps.
Another app which students will use frequently when learning online, and which is really a great productive tool, is called Padlet. And it's also very, very easy to use. So stick in the search for Padlet and then click on the link. And then the first time you'll be asked to sign up, you can just sign up free with your school Gmail account. Okay, and then after you log in, you'll come to this homepage, which will look like this. And in here you can see a number of Padlets, which I've already created. You'll also find that the teacher will send a link to a Padlet and the student will go directly to that page. So let's click on one of these links here. Let's look at the digital citizenship walk. So we'll click on here, and this is what a Padlet will look like. Okay, so we have in here a number of students have posted the work that they have done. And in this one you can see lots of pictures. They've shared the pictures that they've created. Okay, and it's very easy to use. What you do is you simply scroll down until you see this plus button here. Then you click on the plus button, and there are all sorts of things you can do. You can write your topic at the top. So online learning, and then the students can write a bit more text afterwards. Okay, and you can also add. Here you go. Okay, and then you can also add an image from your computer. You can take a photo. Okay, you can add a link as well. There are all sorts of different things that you can add. Okay, and they also have lots of pre-saved images as well. So let's have those. Let's see what they have here. There we go. That's a popular one, isn't it? Okay, and you can choose the picture that you like. It's loading. It's updating. And then as soon as you're ready and you're happy with it, you can just click publish. It's very easy to use. There's also an app for it as well, and the app works exactly the same as the website here as well. So very easy to use and very fun to use. You can create your own Padlets, so you can go back to your dashboard and create your own one, make a Padlet, and you can do your setting for it. There are various different settings and different ways of doing it. And then when you've made your own Padlet, you can share it with your friends or students or your colleagues and what have you. So you just simply click on the link there, copy link to clipboard. And you can send that to someone you want to collaborate with, and they'll put the link in there, and then the page will open up. So there you go, Padlet, a very good, easy to use online learning resource. Okay, RazKids. RazKids is an online reading resource which has got hundreds and thousands of books for primary and secondary year students. So it's available on an iPad, and it's also available on a computer. If you have a computer, you head to Google and you type in the words RazKids. If you're using an iPad, then you simply go to the App Store and download the app. You can also get the app on mobile phones, but the screen on a mobile phone is a bit small for reading, to be honest. So iPads or computers are better. After you've searched RazKids, you click on the link and you head over here. And then you'll see on the homepage there is a login for teachers called member login, and there's a login for students, kids login. So kids, you go ahead and you click the green button to log in. Okay, after you've clicked here, you're going to need to know your teacher's username. Okay, and then you'll put your teacher's username in here, and then you click go. After you do that, you'll see that your name, the students will see their name, and they'll see the name of all the students in their class. And then they'll simply click on their name and then put in the password. So let me show you that now. Okay, so after you put in the teacher's username, the page will come up here and you'll see all of the students' names. And like I said, you just click on the student's name, and then you go ahead and put in their password. Okay, as simple as that. So let's have a look at this one here. Okay, then it'll prompt you asking you for the password. Okay, and after you've logged in, you'll come to this. This is the homepage for the student. So you'll come here and you'll see there are different areas. There's the reading room, there's the level up, messages, stats, and star zone. Like I said, it's a really very functional and easy to use website. So the reading room is simply a bit like a library. You can go there and you can search for different books, and sometimes your teacher might assign books for you and they'll put them in there, and they'll also have suggestions for you as well. So the reading room is a nice place just to kind of look for books and read books in topics that you're interested in. Okay. The other area, which is used for kind of developing students' literacy skills, is level up. So when a student logs onto RazKids at the beginning, they'll have a test to measure their reading ability, reading and comprehension ability. And then after that, they'll be assigned a level, okay? And then what they'll then need to do is read through all the books in that level and then progress to the next level. So it's a very structured reading program, which is great for helping students develop. So we can see here, this student is on level G and he's almost up to level H, okay? You can see also that there are, here's an example, okay, that for each book, you need to listen to the book, read the book, and then do the quiz for the book. So this student, you can see the tick, he's already listened to the book, but he now needs to read the book. So click on the book and the book will open up, and it's like a traditional book, and you just flip through it, read it slowly and carefully, okay, and then get to the end of the book. And then at the end of the book, you then need to take a quiz, okay? And it's a multiple choice quiz. One criticism I'd say of this website is for the lower levels, the questions are more difficult. The language in the questions is more difficult than the language in the book. So for young learners, it's sometimes very difficult for them to answer the questions. So that's something you'll need to be aware of. And if you're a parent, please, help them and support them with that. But that is kind of a flaw on this website, probably the only flaw. I think it's a great website. Okay, and then when they finish all of those, they'll automatically move up to the next level. So that's that. Another zone in here, which is very popular, is star zone. So let me click on that. Okay, so this is the star zone within the RazKids. And this is where students use their stars to customize their avatar, okay, and also their avatar's environment as well. So every time they read a book, every time they listen to a book, every time they complete a quiz or complete a level, they get a number of stars. We can see up here, this student has like 5,000 stars. So I can go over here to Avatar Builder. Okay, and this is what the student's avatar looks like at the moment, okay? And it's very easy to customize. You can then click on different trousers, okay, Okay, different pants, and you can see all the different, and how much they are as well. Okay. Or you can change the backpack. Okay, different types of backpacks and accessories, hair, so many things, you know. And this is a really great reward. I mean, students absolutely love customizing their avatars. It's really, really a good reward. So I'll often, if I use it in a class for a lesson, I'll have the students read for 20 minutes or so. And then for the last 5 minutes or so, I'll let them go and spend their stars, let them go shopping with their stars. And it's really, really very sort of motivational. So I enjoy that a lot. And this one here, RazRocket, you can customize their also stats, very important. Okay, so in here you can read, you can check out how much the student has read recently, what badges they've acquired, many useful things like that. Okay, so parents can then check up and sort of see, you know, how their child's been reading and, you know, how much they've been doing as well. Teachers also have access to all the information about how much the students have read. And in the video, which I will do a little bit later, which is about teachers using RazKids, you'll see the reporting functionality of this website. So that's pretty much it. It's very straightforward. Children love it, and it's very, very useful. So I hope you've enjoyed this part of the video. Enjoy RazKids. It's a great website. Another educational resource, online educational resource, which is fabulous for online learning, is Kahoots. And this is like a quiz where the teacher sets questions and the children answer questions, and it's like a game, it's like a race, and the children really, really do enjoy it. So how to get there? Well, just go to Google and click in Kahoot, and then after you've searched it, you'll be able to get a link to this website. So this is the website where the teacher creates the quizzes, okay? And so I've chosen a general knowledge quiz, which I'm going to do here. Okay, so a little general knowledge quiz about movies. So this is the quiz that I've created. And then what I then do is as a teacher, I click play. Okay? I will teach this. Okay? And now what the students need to do, students will wait for the code which pops up here, and then they'll play the game on an iPad or on a computer, or even on a mobile phone. So if they're playing the game on the computer, they just go search Kahoot play, and it will take them to this page here. And then they'll put the game pin in there, okay? And if they're playing on an iPad, what they do is click on the Kahoot app, okay? And you'll see there's a little button at the bottom, and have the 4 to play. Okay? And you click on that, and then it will again ask you for the pin. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to get the pin for the game from the teacher. So the pin is being generated. There it is. And you put in the pin, and then it will ask you for your name. Okay, so I'll put in my name, and I will log myself in on the iPad, and then you can see my name's uploaded up here, okay? And then the teacher will wait until the whole class is ready, and when they're ready, they will click start. So the students will watch the teacher's screen through Zoom or through Google Hangouts, and then they'll use their own device for answering, okay? So first question, which famous quote? And then you click on which one do you think is the right answer. So I click on blue, am I correct? Correct. Okay, so the next question. So like I said, the student watches the teacher's screen and then answers. May the odds be forever in your favour. What movie is that from? So I think that's from Hunger Games, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Okay, got it correct. Okay, so that's Kahoot. It's a really, really fun game. There are lots and lots of quizzes on there. There's general knowledge quiz, maths quiz, science quiz, all sorts of different quizzes. And it's very, very easy to play. So I think your children really enjoy playing Kahoots. Okay, so I hope you found all those tips about using Google Classroom with computers and with iPads, and also all those other applications. I hope you found all that really, really useful. Okay. For the end of this video, I just want to talk a little bit about digital citizenship. Okay, because we've given the students the skills to navigate this technological world, but we also need to make sure that they are safe when they're using these technologies. Okay, and we also need to make sure that they are respectful as well. Okay. So a very important skill for the 21st century is digital citizenship. So being a responsible and a safe and a pleasant member of the digital community. Okay? So the final few minutes of this, I'm just going to talk a little bit about digital citizenship. Digital literacy and digital citizenship. Some of the most essential skills for 21st century learners. But what is digital literacy and digital citizenship? These terms are often confused and mixed up, and I'd just like to clarify the difference between these terms before going on to talk about the importance and the need of all students having these skills. So, digital literacy means having the skills you need to live, learn and work in a society where communication and access to information is increasingly through digital technologies like internet platforms, social media and mobile devices. And there are three areas of skill within digital literacy. 1. Finding and consuming digital content. 2. Creating digital content. And 3. Communicating and sharing digital content. So digital literacy is really the skills to use technology. To use technology platforms, to work, to communicate, to create. So what is digital citizenship? Well, digital citizenship is the ability to engage positively, critically, competently, and safely in the digital environment, drawing on the skills of effective communication and creation, to practice forms of social participation that are respectful of human rights and dignity through the responsible use of technology. And you'll see here, there are some links to digital literacy, like competently using technology, okay? Having the skills for effective communication. These are also digital literacy skills. However, the important thing about citizenship is the responsible use of technology and to engage positively and to practice forms of social participation that are respectful. So digital citizenship is like, being a member of this digital community, being a positive member of this digital community. So that's digital citizenship, and it's very, very important. If you speak to students who've studied about digital citizenship, these are the type of things that they will share with you. Okay, being safe with their passwords, being responsible, not oversharing, not believing everything is true, not trusting everything you see, okay, being polite online, communicating with people you know. So this is kind of a child's or student's understanding of digital citizenship. And it's very important that digital citizens learn to be safe, be respectful and be responsible. If you go to the commonsense.org website, there's a real focus on these things, okay? Using technology safely, responsibly and respectfully. Adults also should be given lessons on digital citizenship because we've grown up in a world where technology has advanced greatly in adult life. And we've learned how to use technology in our adult life without being instructed and pointed out the pros and cons and the benefits of using it correctly. So some things that adults do, oversharing, bad manners, unsafe use, not being careful with their passwords, sharing images of others without permission, spending too much time at the computer, and believing and sharing fake news. So these are all mistakes that adults make, and that's why everyone should know about digital citizenship. And these are the things that we also want our students to be aware of. Don't overshare, be polite, be safe. Don't share images or information about others without their permission. Don't have too much screen time. Be critical about what you read and what you understand from the news and the internet. Here are some other important aspects. We also make sure students understand the concept of digital footprints. That what you post and what you share will be online forever. Regardless of whether you delete it or not, these large corporations keep your posts, keep your data, keep your images. Even if we're not worried about the companies doing that, anything we share can be saved by someone else. It can be as a screenshot or as a screen recording. So everything we put on the internet will be there always. So we need to be more careful about our digital footprint. Okay, there's a fabulous video here by The Common Sense again, telling us to pause and think online. So before you post something, think carefully. Also, self-reflect before you self-reveal. Okay? Is this a picture you want to have on the internet? Safe passwords. Too many people have very unsafe passwords like 1234 or 2020. So making sure we have safe passwords will protect ourselves, and it's really an essential thing. Privacy settings. These are things we also learn about in digital citizenship. Pause, breathe, finish up. So not reacting instantly online, okay? Also, sometimes keyboards can make us careless and cruel. People posting impolite comments can be very hurtful. We think it's just writing on a blog or writing as a comment in a YouTube video. It doesn't affect anyone. It does hurt, and it can be very careless and cruel. And we need to be aware of that, which is why we need to pause and think. Fake news, okay? There is fake news on websites constantly, and we need to tell our students how to double check something they read or they see, and to be critical of that. We also, in Digital Citizenship, teach students how to use these websites carefully. Students and children and teens are going to use social media, but we need to help them as they go towards that by being good digital citizens. Also, parents also use devices an awful lot. Often, parents will use devices more often than teenagers. Social media alienates kids. This is something we also misunderstand. Students often now use social media for making friends and connecting with their friends. So we need to think that social media is not a bad thing, it just needs to be used safely and balanced. Adults don't get it. They think I'm addicted to technology, but I'm not. I'm addicted to my friends, and I use technology to interact with my friends. Before, they might go to hang out in the park or hang out in each other's houses. Now they'll often stay home and hang out online, but it's because they're addicted to their friends. And it's important to get the balance right. Okay, using technology, but also having a healthy lifestyle, social connections outside of the internet, engaging in school and in studies, and having fun with digital citizenship, in digital media. So if you're a teacher in a school, how can you help your students to become good digital citizenship? Especially as now many of us are learning and teaching online regularly. Well, make sure as teachers you are a good digital citizen model, and use that term, digital citizen, digital citizenship, during your lessons. Okay? Remind students of positive behavior, teach students how to search for information, make them aware of fake news, remind students about digital footprints, about sharing, about not oversharing, discuss online bullying and how to deal with that, and encourage students to be creators, not just consumers. So this is, looking back at sort of digital literacy, give them the skills to create, not just to consume. And here are the aspects of digital citizenship: internet safety, privacy, relationships, communication, cyberbullying, digital footprints, self-image, information literacy, creative credit. And as I mentioned, there are some wonderful resources for learning more about digital citizenship on the Common Sense website and on YouTube. Videos made for students of all ages and adults. Please check them out. Finally, if you want to know more about digital citizenship and social networks particularly, check out the fabulous documentary The Social Dilemma, which talks about the power of these companies and how they're used and how they're developed to be addictive, and how we can be aware of that and kind of break that addiction. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video about online learning, digital citizenship, and how students can study online and be safe online. I hope you found the video useful. My name is Teacher Daniel from the Chiangmai campus of Singapore International School. If you're interested in what we've been doing here, please do check out our website. It's got lots of information about online learning and about the educational programs that we provide at our international school. And also, we're going to have another video coming up with more detail about digital citizenship and digital literacy. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel, click like and click subscribe. Thanks for watching.